And next question. How may we see more skillfully with greater insight and recall? Actually, according to the Buddha's teaching, if we overcome hindrances actually are blocking our vision, our insight, and even blocking our memory. So if we remove our hindrances through insight meditation, that would be a great benefit, and you can develop the insight. Insight is called Udayabbe Jnana, knowledge, awareness, understanding of impermanent, rising and falling, rising and falling. There is no any interpretation, it's a direct personal experience, and that keeps our mind clear of the reality in life. So developing greater insight is with mindful attention to our experiences, to see rising and falling. It is called Udayabbe Jnana. That would help us to stay in touch with the reality all the time. And next question. This morning you translated two terms, akusala sila and kusala sila, as unwholesome habits and wholesome habit. Sila is morality, translated as morality or virtue. This is the first time I have heard sila translated as habit. How did you arrive at this translation? You read Samana Mandika Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 73. You can see these words exactly as they are. Samana Mandika Sutta. Beauty of monastic life. In that discourse, Buddha used the word kusala sila, akusala sila, and it has been translated into English by Bhikkhu Bodhi as wholesome habit and unwholesome habit. That is not my translation. That is not my coinage of words. I just borrowed native English speakers' translation of the Pali phrase into English. What do the spirals on the Buddha's head signify? They look like the third eye on his face. The spiral on the Buddha's head, it is believed that he had, by birth, he had long hair coming right from the middle of his forehead, and it curled around to give us a look like a ring. So that is what you see on Buddha images. This third eye is a mythological Tibetan book. You see, there was a Tibetan book, I think it is still available. That book is called, the title of the book is The Third Eye. And it is just a myth, not a reality. You never find third eye. Even in Hinduism, Shiva had a third eye, which is very, very dangerous. If he wanted to destroy someone, something, all he has to do is to open the third eye. Then fire comes out of it and burns everything on the way in that fire. That is in Hindu mythology.
That is how he killed the demons, Bhanteji.
Huh?
Shiva. That is how he killed the demons with the third eye.
I see. That is how he killed the demons.
Yes.
That is good in a way. I wish we have it to kill our defilements. How does one practice metta for someone who has ill wishes towards you or when feeling unsafe? Somebody has ill will or ill wishes towards you, may be sick, because there is no reason for someone to have ill wishes towards you. Then you have good reason to practice metta towards that person, wishing that person well, happy and peaceful, so that person will not have ill will or ill wish towards you. So you have to create in your own mind very wholesome, friendly thoughts towards him. That's all you can do. But you cannot eliminate that person's ill will. That person has to work on it by himself. You keep practicing metta towards that person with sincerity. Next question. During meditation, when the mind becomes very active, thinking of past, future, planning, etc., I attempt to overcome this by concentrating on the breath, but lately this has been causing headaches when trying to counteract and overly active mind with Anapanasati. I mentioned this several times. When the mind is wandering, you have to train the mind to stay in one place. I suggested counting. Count from 1 to 10. Breathe in and breathe out, count 1. Breathe in, breathe out, count 2. Like that go to 10 and then stop there. Then count down from 10 to 1. Breathe in, breathe out, 10. Breathe in, breathe out, 9, and so on. And the second round you go from 1 to 9 and come down to 1. Third round you go from 1 to 8 and then back to 1. Fourth you go from 1 to 7 and 7 to 1, and so forth until you come and stop at 1. And then repeat it again. When you repeat, again you go to 10 and count down to 1 as before. When you do it several times, your mind gets so tired of counting. It is so boring. Then you lost your count. Then you remember, I was counting, what happened? Where was I when mind started wandering? Then you remember it started wandering when you were at 6. Then you want to count, then you wonder whether you should go from 6 to 7 or 6 to 5. So one time you went 6 to 7, second time, another time you came down, you went to 6 to 5. Then you get confused. Then start all over again. So this way you make your mind very tired. When the mind is tired, it cannot wander anymore. Then start focusing mind on the breath. This, among many other recommendations, seem to work for some people, may not for everybody, but you may try that. That probably might work for you. Another thing is giving another object for wandering mind. You tell, if you want to wander, here is a subject. Give this object to the mind. Focus your attention on 32 parts of the body. Memorize the 32 parts and go from top to toes, focusing mind on each part and say, head hair is impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless. Body hair, impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless. Nail, unsatisfactory, impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless. Teeth, impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless. Skin, impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless. And also, head hair is impermanent, unsatisfactory and selfless. Netang mama neso amasin meso atta. This is not mine. This I am not. This is not myself. So you focus your mind on each of them using these 6 sentences. See what will happen. Mind is so agitated, excited, it wanders. Give this subject to the mind. And wandering mind really will have a hard time to wander. And also at the same time, you learn something very meaningful, insightful, something of your own body. All the notions about the body will slowly fade away because this is a real mindfulness practice. 6 sentences for each part. Head hair, impermanent, unsatisfactory, selfless, and head hair is not mine, it is not I, this is not my self. Also that is very true, just like impermanence, head hair is not mine. Is it mine? You say your hair is yours. If it is yours, you should be able to do anything you want with hair. Except washing, shampooing, coloring and all this. But what about getting old? Hair becoming old, hair turning grey, hair falling off the head. What about that? Can you control that? No. Therefore, head hair is not yours. body, hair, teeth, nail and so forth. Every part of our body we focus our mind on this. Using these 6 sentences, wandering mind will learn something from this, and that's a good meditation. Another question, what do you think of Tibetan practice such as Dzogchen, and if they are an impermanent over the improvement over the Buddha's teachings as the Mahayana Buddhists claim. Friends, one thing I must tell you, nobody on earth or above earth in the universe can improve Buddha's teaching. It is not like word perfect. Word perfect came once, and next year came word perfect 2. What happened to the word perfect 1? Then improved perfection. Buddha's teaching is not like that. Nobody can improve on it. And therefore, if somebody says this is a later version of improved, better, like computers, cell phones, iPads, and so forth, every year, every 6 months you can get improved version. You can never improve Buddha's teaching. He improved it, perfected it, and marketed, either you buy or not, you cannot improve on it. So, I even don't know this Dzogchen practice. This may be some new kind of method. Without knowing what they do, what they say, how they teach, I don't want to make any comments. Only thing I can say is that nobody can improve the Buddha's teaching. It looks like there are 2 Bodhi trees in the greenhouse. Where did they come from? Actually, the older one is 14 years old. 1997 we received the first one. 97, 2007, 2014, 17 years old, 17 years old. On the day this building was officially opened, that day somebody brought it from his house. He said he got it from India, some seeds he brought here, planted in his house, and he wanted to donate one to remember the opening of this meditation hall. And then our friend who is taking care of the greenhouse, that man sitting over there, Jula, planted another branch, right? He cut little branch, sprout, and planted separately. Now it is growing like a new plant. That's how we got that. When I saw this paper, I thought that is the end of questions. But when I look behind, there are more. So let me. How would you define worry, and how would you suggest one stop worrying? Certain practices. Actually, Worry is, you worry because of fear that something has happened, you get into trouble. Or something is going to happen, you will be in trouble. And so forth. You worry about the past, something you have done incorrectly, imperfectly. Something is going to happen that you don't know, you worry. This worry arises from fear. Fear arises from greed. The Buddha said, tanha jati soko, tanha jati bhayam. From craving arises sorrow, craving arises fear. From fear arises worry. And therefore, Buddha's advice for overcoming fear is to get rid of our greed. And to get rid of our greed, we look insightfully, mindfully, we look at the reality that we experience every day, every moment. You have worried in the past for many things. You worried about certain things in the past. When that time came, you found it was very simple. There was nothing really to worry. Nothing really happened to you. From this experience, you know, even in future, you may have worries about the future. When the time comes, there was nothing to worry. It just is another simple event or situation. So this is, because of this uncertainty and because of the fear, you have worries. So Buddha's advice is to look at the reality and don't have any fear. There is a discourse called Bhaya Bhairava Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya about the fear. As I said, worry arises from fear. So when you encounter fear, you have nothing to worry. What Buddha did when he was practicing as a bodhisattva, in forest, thick forest, on very dark nights, because he has heard that all the ghosts come out of underground when it is very pitch dark. So he wanted to see how these ghosts look like. And when he was in the forest, all of a sudden he heard a very big sound. Then he thought, let me go and see the sound. Ordinarily people will run away from the sound in the middle of the night, on pitch dark night. But he wanted to see, what is this? Let me go and see. Then you would notice a peacock sat on a dead branch of a tree, and branch broke and fell on the ground. That is the ghost. He saw the ghost. No worry, no fear. So, this is because he didn't have any clinging attachment. And even when he was meditating, even when he gained jhanas, he has heard when you gain jhana, you can go crazy. When he gained jhana, he said, I don't have any, it is very pleasant, very beautiful. I don't have any reason to have any fear of jhana. Why? Because I don't have attachment. You have fear of losing something that you are attached to. When you don't have attachment, you don't have that fear because you are not going to lose anything. Even if you lose, it doesn't matter to you because you don't have fear, you don't have attachment.